Hey guys, it's Slats, and in today's video, I want you guys to look how far you've come. And this could be in the past 10 years, 5 years, this past year, or even this past month. Like, just think about how much you've gone through and how much you've grown. I think it's super easy whenever you're dealing with something that's bringing you down to think that it's the worst thing that's ever happened to you. How are you going to get out of this? But when you think about all the other times you've been struggling and in a dark place, you've gone through it. And that's super important to keep reminding yourself. I got this idea from a song that I was listening to that's literally called Look How Far You Come. And I don't know why, but I was listening to that song right before New Year's, and I think it really just was hitting different that time because, it was the end of the year. But yeah, I think it's super common for me to, whenever I'm struggling with something, whether it be, personally, with work, when I was in school, anything like that. And there's been so many times in my life where I've had that mindset where I've been really just not sure how am I going to get through something. Thinking this is such a terrible thing that I'm going through and it's the worst thing I could ever experience. But I've had that mindset multiple times and I've gone through it every single time. If you're here listening to this video, you've gotten through it. And there could be stuff you're struggling with right now that you're thinking that same thing where it's like, how am I going to get through this? You've done it before. And yeah, it might take a while, but you are going to get through it. One thing I think of recently is during my last semester of college, I had to do a senior capstone project where me and a group of people had to produce our own television show. And I had never done anything like that before. No one else in my group had done anything like that before. So we were kind of at a disadvantage, I felt, because some of the other groups had people that have produced other shows on the network that we had. But nonetheless, we started this project. It became one of those things where I was doing majority of the work and the rest of them were kind of, they were participating. I'm not saying that they weren't doing anything at all, but I felt like I was doing majority of the work. And that was a big deal for me because this is literally my senior project, right? This is like the most important thing out of my whole college career, the, culmination, I guess you could say. And I had no idea what I was doing. Every day I'd be like, I don't know how we're going to get this person on our show. I don't know how we're going to get everything ready for it. Our show's coming up in less than a month. It was very, very stressful. And every day, I had multiple, stressful moments. I was getting depressed at sometimes. It was very bad. And on top of that, there were other things going on in my life that I was dealing with. Things with friends, things with family, things with myself. So I remember that time specifically. It was about almost a year ago now. It was in the spring of last year. And that was a time where I didn't know how I was going to get through it. And every day I was just saying, like, I just got to make it to April 8th was the day. Or April 10th, I don't know. But I just remember I was like, just got to make it to this day and it'll all be okay. And I made it to the day and it was all okay. And yeah, some things, obviously could have been better. But I got through it and that's all that really matters. I also think it's important to not only look at these negatives as what you've grown from, because I think also the positive experiences have let you grow as well. Everything that you have accomplished in life, all the experiences you had, the people you've met, these have all led you to be the person that you are today. And I know for me, I tend to brush over these highlights because I kind of get over them. Once the dopamine of that, achievement hits, I'm kind of like, okay, like I did that, on to the next thing. But if you really think about it, like, those achievements really do mean something, and they have led you to where you are today. I was talking to my friend the other day, and we were kind of talking about, like, yeah, like, we graduated college last year, but it's like, okay, now it's on to the next thing, and it's like, okay, like, that was cool, but kind of, like, over it. I don't know if that's exactly what he meant, but that was kind of, like, how I was thinking as well. And, yeah, like, I was like, okay, yeah, I graduated college, cool. On to the next thing. And it's like, no, like, how lucky you are to graduate college? Like, that's not something everyone could say. And it's something that you should be proud of. Everything that has happened in your life has led you to be the person that you are today, and that includes the ups, the downs, and everything in between. And if you didn't have those lows in your life, the highs wouldn't hit as much as they do now. But as I was saying earlier, I think it's important to remind yourself that, yeah, even though you're feeling this bad emotion right now, I think it's important to remind yourself that you've been through situations that you thought were terrible before. You didn't know how you're going to get out of them, and you got out of them. And you got to tell yourself that each time you're in this kind of situation because you will get through it. And there's also going to be some highs in life. There are so many things to look forward to that, you can't just give up. So take a step back, think about what you've gone through in your life, the highs and the lows, and look how far you've come. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.